Hi guys, this is kind of a Thanksgiving poem. It says this first Thanksgiving Day, a counting story by Laura Melmed, illustrated by Mark Buehner or Buehner. Buehner. And there's a turkey. 1, 2, 3 pumpkins. This is corn. It's ripe, so it's sort of been harvested. There's a Native American, and this is I forget what you call it. One of the pilgrims. That's the word. That's the word. This was a long time ago, like 200 years ago, when the first pilgrims came to America. The first Thanksgiving Day they're talking about. All right, so this says one dressed in linen, sitting in a tree, dreaming of the tall, strong ship on which he crossed the sea. So his outfit's quite different. We don't dress like that anymore. 2, dressed in deerskin, gathering nuts below, giggling as they tiptoe by, too shy to say hello. Not sure what tree that is that they're supposed to be gathering nuts from. I wonder if it's a chestnut. It's not an oak tree that I know the Native Americans ate. See, these are 2 Native American girls. Their dresses are made of deerskin. They also had shoes, slippers, moccasins made of deerskin that they wore. And we don't wear that. Native Americans wear that. Some, not all. Ooh, look at this beautiful garden. 3 in the garden pulling up some roots, turnips for the pottage pot, and parsnips for the soup. Not sure what pottage is, but they've got nice little fences. Their houses, which were probably log cabins back then. It's a beautiful garden. Look at that. I have a garden, but it's not that big. Wish I had a bigger one. Ooh, 4 helping father catch fish in the bay, some to dry for winter time and some to eat today. So they just dried their fish. They didn't even have salt. Well, I guess they could dip them in the ocean for the salt. And some fish come out pretty salty, come out of the ocean pretty salty. 5 in the forest, searching as they roam, finding sticks to light the fire that keeps them warm at home. Yeah, they only had firewood fires, not the not the kind we have today. And they could make ovens out of clay and stone. They didn't have electricity. 6, stepping softly with small bows in hand, following a rabbit's tracks across a patch of sand. These look like children learning how to hunt. The adults really knew how to hunt, and they were living off those rabbits and deer and turkeys and fish, whatever they caught. 7, fetching water. Run with pails to fill, then walk home with careful steps so not a drop will spill. Sorry. So they've got a tub with water, clean water. There's a deer. That deer would not be that close. It's going to get eaten. 8, on a sandbar working in a crew, digging for some tasty clams to make a steaming stew. Right? Clam chowder. Yum. Delicious. And clams live in the mud. So when the tide goes out, you gotta get those clams quick. Yeah, some of them you have to really dig for. Oh, and here's like one of the ships that the pilgrims came in on. Very old-fashioned ships. They're antiques. There's just very few of them today. I don't think there's a lot. 9, in the cornfield bringing in the maize. Maize is just another word for corn. Sowed with care as Squanto taught last spring on planting days. So maize is what the Native Americans call corn. We call it corn. They call it maize. I don't know why there's two different names for it. I don't know why. I would think everybody would call it maize. And so the big, beautiful corn stalks. That's exactly what it looks like, and you can see them all over California. Corn is growing all over California. It's grown in a lot of other states too, but especially for Halloween. 10. Making baskets by the fire's glow, weaving slender cattail reeds while singing soft and low. So the women are making baskets, and they teach the young girls. Everybody learns to make baskets. That's how they carried their food, everything. They even learned to cook with them. And they would use pine tree sap or any kind of sap, tree sap, to seal the baskets so they would hold water if they weren't using pottery. 11. Rejoicing in the autumn sun, laughing, shouting, playing tag, their chores at last all done. And let me tell you, they had a lot more chores than we do. A lot harder work. Everything had to be done by hand. 12 tables groaning beneath a harvest spread. Wampanoag and pilgrim friends together will break bread, joined under one sky, with one prayer to say, a prayer of thanks for all they have this first Thanksgiving Day. So, if you look carefully, so this is a woman, a female pilgrim. Oh, some kids. Here's a male pilgrim. That's how they dressed. And here's Native Americans. This is a male and a woman. That's how they dressed. Let's see. Here's I guess a female from the front. Oh, hard to tell from here. Could be a male or a female. I'm trying to see if I could see. Well, here's one. There's a female Native American from the front. There's a male. I know there was one who's facing the camera. Because it looks like, here we go. These guys right down in front. There's two male Native Americans and a female. Right? And here's the pilgrims from the back. Just wanted to see what they look like because they dress totally different. People dressed very different 200 years ago. Very differently from how they dress today. There you go. There you go. Kind of a poem or counting book about the first Thanksgiving. Yay! Happy Thanksgiving!